Testing, I got it. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. So my name is Roark Hotopp. I'm the National Vice President for the American Federation of Government Employees, representing the great state of Minnesota. So I'm glad to see you all here. We'll get started. As we can all see, we have the governor. I'll give him an intro, then I want to do a few quick thank yous for some of our partners that have showed up. First and foremost, LIUNA Local 563. These guys set up the stage. They got the food over here. They've been rock stars. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Also, we have the NALC. We got the letter carriers, APWU, the postal workers, our friends over at the Minnesota AFL-CIO, the Minnesota nurses. Do we have a few nurses out here? But also we have the Minnesota Federation of Teachers. How about our teachers? So this man probably needs no introduction. He's a friend, he's an ally, a supporter, and a proud veteran.
Thank you,
Governor Tim Walz.
Thank you, brother. Well, first of all, on behalf of all Minnesotans, thank you for believing in the democracy enough to raise your voices and say, the shit we're witnessing has to end, and it has to end now. So, I see a lot of old friends out here, new friends. I see folks who've been fighting these battles for decades and others that are joining in. This is what it means when we talk about solidarity. This is what it means when the middle class is built on the right to collectively bargain around providing services that improve the lives of our neighbors. And the attack on VA workers and the attack on federal workers is an attack on the very core things that built this country. Caring for our veterans, making sure, and again, let's just be very clear, the folks who came in and the head guy who came in here to start telling people at the VA, as some of those folks received letters that they weren't performing, doesn't know one damn thing about veterans, doesn't know one damn thing about the care, and has no interest in it. So look, they passed a continuing resolution that grossly underfunded a really important piece of veteran care. That PAC Act is to make sure that the wars we fought and the toxic chemicals we put those warriors in front of, that we need to care for them. So instead of funding the very workers, they cut those workers and cut the budget. So let's all be very clear. If any of these guys try and stand up in front of veterans or say they care about veterans, they're lying. They are lying. Making our neighbors, and look, to those folks who work at the VA, in every one of those, and for them to try and pretend that each one of those jobs isn't important, because they'll try and tell you, well, we didn't get rid of any doctors. Who the hell do you think prepares the rooms? Who do you think cares at the bedside for them? Who do you think schedules the deliveries of the things we need? Who do you think keeps the building working and the maintenance? All of those jobs. For them to try and disrespect, but here's what they don't understand. The American people, the vast majority of American people, there are few workers that have more respect and more status than those who are willing to care for our veterans. And so for the folks at this facility, the folks that care for them, please know the public's with you. Now we know these guys will take their marching order. Whatever Trump says, they'll follow. They'll do whatever the hell they think he says. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. That's only going to go so far, because everybody who's here today knows this disrespect towards workers, this disrespect towards state, federal, public employees, this disrespect to those who build our roads and build our infrastructure. The vast majority of the public knows how damn important this is. So we have sat back and allowed them to frame the issue around unions, to frame the issue around decent working conditions, and to frame the issue what it means to be a public servant. Each one of these bastards, how in the world are we getting Americans to think that billionaires are looking out for their best interest? The people who are looking out for your best interest are the ones that are caring for your relatives in that facility right there. They're looking out for your best interest. That nurse at your bedside is looking out for your best interest. That teacher is looking out for your best interest. That skilled laborer who's building our communities is looking out for your best interest. And you know what we're asking for? To be treated with respect and a fair opportunity to be in the middle class.
Sir.
So for all of you out here today, this is where it starts. We will continue to push on everything we can, but make it clear to them, this is not going to stand. And their days are numbered. This will end. Keep at it. Stand strong.
Governor Tim Walz, everybody. Give him one more hand.
Thanks, folks.
All right. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor, yet again. All right. Our next speaker up is from the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers, President Marcia Howard.
Look at all these people. I'm always starting, when I come to an action, I say where there's people, there's what? Where there's people, there's what? What kind of power?
People power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Now, there's a union that's represented right there, right? What union? Oh, look at all these unions here. So we gonna do union power. Who's got the power? Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? What kind of power? Look, only about 10 to 14% of America is in the union. But I'm gonna tell you, there's a larger percentage that have served this great nation. And I happen to be one of them. In 1991, at the age of 17, my then president said that our allies had been attacked and they wanted me to join up. So I decided, down to the right, I had never got to be a Boy Scout, so I decided to join the United States Marine Corps. I married a Minnesotan. He said he was from Minneapolis, turned out he was from Apple Valley. I forgave him. But in my entire adult life, I have only gone to one hospital. That one. When I was at the University of Minnesota and we had work study, I got a job. Where? Right there. As an escort. Taking veterans to their x-rays and to their rooms. And I worked beside other veterans who also work at that VA. I have gone to this VA for the last 30 years. And now that it is 2025 and they are threatening privatization, and they are threatening the livelihood of the workers of this institution, I know that though I cannot go back and put on a uniform and fight, as the president of Minneapolis Federation of Teachers teacher chapter, as on the governing board of AFL-CIO, Minnesota Regional Labor Federation, I know that I can fight alongside my union siblings in this fight right now. I'm actually shaking. I speak a lot, but I'm shaking. I don't think y'all don't understand.
I understand.
I've I've been on 38 in Chicago for 5 years after the lynching of George Floyd, and I'm going to tell you something. I thought I knew this country a lot. I thought there were certain things that were sacrosanct. I'm going to be honest. I know certain things are not, and this is not about this. I never thought veterans would be touched. I'm sorry. And I thought certain things I would be vulnerable, right? Roe versus Wade fell, whatever, right? It ain't red, blue, nothing. I thought veterans would never be touched, ever. This is not about red. This is not about blue. I don't know and don't care who you voted for. In my 26 years of teaching, I have never taught anybody that I made feel dumb first. So when we talk about what is happening to the VA, and we're talking about what's happening to federal workers, and we're talking about what's happening to teachers, when you go home and talk to your friends and your family, I need y'all to be very careful. Do you understand what I'm talking about? What is happening right now is not about November 6th. It is, but it ain't. You feel me? We're in a moment in time that we never would have thought possible, which means we need to move different. You feel me? We need to move different. We need to talk differently. We need to do things differently than we have ever done before. And that means, though you may have set boundaries online, in your lives, at the dinner table, when it's turkey time, when it's a holiday, you might have to invite folks in. You might have to break bread with folks that you are right now really pissed off at. You know what I mean, right? Because this is not a war. We are in one place, from coast to coast, from border to border. This is one land. And we all got to live in it. And we all agreed we were going to take care of each other, right? But we're making this stand today. I swore at the age of 17, after my mama signed a permission slip for me to join a war. And they signed a promissory note that they would take care of me if I got hurt. That promissory note was supposed to be backed up by everybody from coast to coast, from border to border, right? That check better not bounce. So talk to each other. Look people in the face. It is really easy to say something snarky online. It's really easy to get in our own corners. It's really easy. But y'all got to do the hard, necessary thing. You have to look at your neighbors and say, hey, neighbor, remember me? Do it right now. Look at your neighbor. Say, hey, neighbor. Remember me?
Remember me?
Remember me? Remember who the fuck we are. We're Americans.
Right.
All right, everybody. Marcia Howard, one more time. Marcia. All right. Our next speaker is somebody I think most everybody's going to know as well. We have Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
Can we give a huge round of applause back there to Marcia Howard, to our teachers? And you all welcome to Minneapolis, a true union city. We got LIUNA, AFGE. Let's give it up for AFGE, everybody. So I got a letter on my desk about a month and a half ago. And it was one of the craziest, bullshit, bizarre letters I think I had ever seen. And it was from the Trump administration. Right, well, yeah, and it said that they were immediately freezing all monies and grants that usually go to the city. And I read that first line or two, and I first thought to myself, well, that's crazy. This must be a joke. This must be some weird AI stuff, right? But no, I kept reading on, and this is actually what they were doing. And this amounts to about $70 million in the city. This goes to things like affordable housing, emergency management. This goes to shelter. This goes to our bomb squad. You know, things that you kind of need to do. Some of the core services that we're required to deliver to make sure that people are safe, that they've got a foundation from which they can rise. And then the next day, I got another bizarre letter rescinding all the things from the letter that I had done the day before, with the exception of anything that had to do with an executive order. And so I'll say a few things. First, they're trying to sow chaos right now, and we can't succumb to it. They're trying to push these crazy executive orders and this nutty Doge plan with an attempt to sow fear, in an attempt to have this kind of muzzle velocity so we can't possibly pay attention to all of these issues at once. But here's the thing. We're stronger than they are. There are more of us than them. We organize. We stand up for our neighbors. In Minneapolis, by the way, we don't have illegal aliens. What we have is neighbors that we love. In Minneapolis, we stand with our union brothers and sisters, and we recognize that when people come for them, it's not just them that's impacted. It is the thousands of other people that benefit from their extraordinary work in this city. There are about 1,300 incredible service employees that work over at the VA here in Minneapolis. 1,300. And look, wonderful people. They've got families that they take care of. They're extraordinary members of our community. And by the way, every one of those 1,300 people serves thousands more. People who have sacrificed greatly for the sake of our nation. People who have gone overseas, risked their lives, and then when they come back, I don't think that it's too much to ask to make sure that they are taking care of themselves when they have done so much for the rest of us. I used to have this perception that Donald Trump was just after Democrats and people that didn't support him. Which is pretty gross, by the way, because you should be trying to unite the entire country. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, where you're from, your ethnicity, race, background, it doesn't matter. These are Americans. These are people that we should be supporting. But the crazy thing is he's going even beyond that now. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Republicans that have served overseas.
That's right.
There's a lot of Republicans that should also be taken care of once they come home. And guess what? The AFGE takes care of them, regardless of who they are, who they voted for. Why? Because they're human beings, and we, whether you're a union member, or a Democrat, or we love people. We care about people.
That's right.
Period. And that's what is so unbelievably concerning right now is that there is this dynamic where who cares about the repercussions of these massive cuts? Who cares what human being is impacted? Well, here's the difference. In Minneapolis, we've got people that are showing up on a random Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
On a
Sure is.
Tuesday. In droves, because we love people, because we care about them. But we're going to stand up for our union workers. We're going to stand up for our neighbors. And we're going to love each other. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's go.
All right. Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. All right. So I'm told we have our next speakers lined up. We have our next speakers lined up here. First, we have Minnesota State Representative Emma Greenman. And then Mike Howard.
We're in the state legislature. We do stuff as a team.
Good morning, and we're right about at the border of Emma and my district, right here in Richfield and Minneapolis. Thank you for being here. This is a huge crowd, and as I look out and I think about the VA, I think about my grandfather, who was a proud World War II veteran, who received care at the VA, and I especially think about it for the last few years of his life. How the relationships he had with the people that cared for him, how important those years were, and how critical the VA was for his life. And my grandpa Ken, like many in the greatest generation, was the quiet, silent type. It was pretty tough to get his blood pressure up, but I tell you what, he'd be rolling in his grave if he would see what this Trump administration is doing to our veterans and those who care for our veterans. But I'll tell you what Trump and Elon Musk and all those small group of people are doing at the federal government, there are more of us than them. And at the state level, we are going to fight for you. We are going to fight for the people. We believe in a state where the power rests with the people. We are fighting for a Minnesota where everyone has the power to earn a decent living, to care for their family, the power to find a home that they can afford, the power to get health care that they need. And we will fight to deliver that in the state legislature. Now listen up. The federal government, let's be clear what they're doing. All of these cuts, everything is in service to give tax breaks to millionaires, to billionaires, and big corporations. That's the why. And so we need to be clear about that and fight in Minnesota against it. That's why Emma and I and others have introduced a bill to ask millionaires to give over a fraction of their Trump tax cut that's coming to protect basic care and services for public workers all across our state. When the federal government lets us down, we in the state will stand up and fight. And I'll tell you what, it makes it easier for Emma and I and the folks in the legislature to fight when we know that the people are with us. Something is happening. I held a town hall meeting last night that had more than 100 people, more than we've ever seen. Across this state, we're seeing hundreds of people come out and saying, this is not okay. Together we will fight and we will keep and protect Minnesota from what they're doing in the federal government. So thank you so much.
Good morning. Thank you so much. We just left the Capitol, and being here with all of you is the power and the energy that we need. I am Emma Greenman. I represent this way and that way, but I have the Minneapolis Veterans Home, the VA Hospital, many of you who are both veterans and work and care for our veterans, many federal and state workers, and I am hearing from you every day about the impact of what's happening at the federal level. And you know what? I'm fucking pissed off. And I don't usually swear, but it has been a week of watching what they are talking about and what they are doing up there. Because 80,000 cuts to the Veterans Administration is not going to protect benefits. It's not going to protect workers. It's going to hurt people, and it's going to give it to billionaires. That's right. And here yesterday, I'm working on a bill to protect our veterans from claim sharks who want to privatize the ability to get your benefits in the first place. That is wrong. It is what they're doing at the federal level. Here in Minnesota, we know our veterans, they get their benefits that they have earned, and we will make sure they get them and get them for free. Which shouldn't be something we have to cheer for, because it is something that we have promised. When we talk about what we have promised our workers who care for our veterans, who care for our communities, who across the state are doing the work to hold up our state and our country, you all are doing the work for our communities. You deserve to be respected, paid, and not arbitrarily threatened to be fired or laid off. And to the most vulnerable among us, that people that you all are serving, that we all serve, the folks who rely on Medicaid, the folks who are disabled in our community, the young folks, the old folks, basically everybody besides the millionaires and millionaires, to all of you, we will fight and we will win. So folks who know me know I like to end in a cheer. And I think it is important that we are sending a message to Elon Musk, to Donald Trump, to the Republicans in Congress, and to the folks here at home who are going to stand against our veterans, who are standing against our seniors, who are standing against our workers and our communities, that when we fight, we win. 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 We're going to fight this and we're going to win. Thank you all.
All right, one more time for our state representative. And so they both touched on this. Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they want to gut the VA and other government agencies. Are we okay with that? No! Recently, a leaked memo exposed Donald Trump's plan to lay off over 83,000 VA employees. They want to roll back to staffing levels, back to 2019, gutting that care that veterans rely on. Any staffing increases that have happened since 2019 were driven by the Bipartisan PAC Act, which the governor mentioned. It expanded health care for veterans exposed to Agent Orange, burn pits, and other toxic hazards. Cutting VA staff isn't just bad policy, it's a broken promise to our veterans. Here in Minnesota, that 83,000, that probably comes out to somewhere around 1,300 to 1,500 employees in this state. It is Agent Orange. I prefer the mango Mussolini. But these guys are not going to stop at the VA. Trump and Musk want to dismantle Social Security and the EPA, and they want to privatize other agencies like the TSA.
Privatization only benefits the wealthy.
That's right, it does. Elon Musk has called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme, even though it's something he will never use. Their goal is to make the government fail so that they can continue to slash services, push privatization, and hand everything over to their billionaire allies. Here at AFGE, we are fighting back. AFGE Locals 1969 and 3669, which represent the employees of the VHA and the VBA right here in Minneapolis, We must protect the VA from those that are trying to sell it off and privatize it. When veterans signed up to serve our country, America made a promise to take care of them when they come home. And it's time to make sure that promise is kept.
That's right.
One of those fighters in that fight, Local 3669 President Jake Romans.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you all so much for being here. This all started in our office, talking about a rally. And with organizing and solidarity, we all showed up here. Thank you for coming. I also want to give a special thank you to the VA police. Keeping our campus safe. I want to thank our housekeepers for cleaning our facility. I want to thank our nursing staff so much. I want to thank our nursing assistants. I want to thank our doctors. And I want to thank everybody else who works in the facility. You do not go unnoticed, and we cannot do this without you. The last few months have been really tough. Many of us have dedicated our careers to the VA. And for what? To be vilified by the billionaires, the media, and the administration. How dare they? There are nurses right now working 16-hour shifts. And you know why? There's a hiring freeze. They say they're exempted, but we can't get staff. Would we be doing that if we didn't care about our mission here? Hell no.
Hell no.
What we are witnessing right now is the beginning of a class war. It is no longer Republican versus Democrat, conservative versus liberalism. This is the working class versus the elite class. Right now, we need to meet this moment and fight with everything we have against the destruction of our essential services that have supported American citizens for decades, especially the VA. Currently, the administration and the billionaires who run it are pushing for more privatization. They want to siphon off funds from the VA hospitals in order to pay for private doctors. That's your taxpayer dollars.
Right.
Unfortunately, the majority of our veteran service organizations are not heeding our warnings. VA healthcare is one of the best healthcare providers in the world. Once it is dismantled, it would be almost impossible to rebuild. The government is not meant to control Americans, nor violate the laws that support federal workers. The government is meant to work for and provide for the people. If the administration continues to allow billionaires to raid programs to line their own pockets, who is left to actually run the government? Elon Musk? Jeff Bezos? Mark Zuckerberg? We cannot let that happen. We must continue to make our voices heard and come together as a community, because we have a lot more in common with each other than we do with the billionaires dividing us.
Yes, sir.
We need to put aside our differences and unite for this common cause, because the truth is, nobody's coming here to save us. This fight will be won. This fight will be won by us, the people. Stay strong, everyone. The fight is just getting started. Thank you.
All right, thanks again, Jake. Well done, brother. All right. Okay. All right. So I gave this guy a special shout out here earlier. Local 563 for LIUNA, the business manager, Joe Fowler. Come on up.
Thanks everyone for coming. As said earlier, I'm Joe Fowler. I'm the business manager for Labor's Local 563, representing about 10,500, 11,000 members here in Minnesota and North Dakota. I want to say thanks to my team here that put this together on short notice to help. But I also want to ask, who in this audience right here, who here is a service member, former, current, first responder? Thank you for your service. Thank you very much for your service. We get to do what we do because you did what you did to protect our rights, and God damn it, we're going to fight for them. It says it on our truck in letters that are big as you can see. United we stand, divided we fall. It also says only a fool would deny working men and women the right to choose a union of their choice, and solidarity matters, and we're here to help all of you. Just last night, I went to bed not very well because I read about another executive order trying to remove the right to vote by mail-in ballot. Well, who are they removing that from? Our veterans, our service members, those deployed overseas, those who were stationed in a different state, the people that both sides promised that they would take care of, well, they fucking aren't. LIUNA will always stand with our service members. We will stand with AFGE 3369 and 1969, who are our first line of defense for our veterans seeking help. When they are attacking AFGE, they are attacking veterans who are taking care of veterans. Over 40% of these individuals are veterans themselves. Damn it, stand up and fight! You cannot get rid of 80,000 people and say that it will not affect the veterans in a negative way. Whether that is the administration side, whether that is the people on the phone line that are taking those calls from people pleading for help because you might be the only and the last phone call they make. People die by suicide at an unproportional rate in both our industry and construction, and also in the first responders and veterans. There was a contract they signed, it said it earlier. They promised to protect all of us by fighting for our rights, and we were supposed to protect and take care of them. You are all here. I know why you're all here, because you all care. The same that we do, the same that we're fighting for, whether you're union, non-union, Democrat, Republican. Let's stand together, make your voices heard, make those phone calls, write those letters, and let's just fight!
Joe Fowler. Thank you so much, Joe. Well said, brother. So the next person up to speak here, a good friend, a great hugger. I love seeing her everywhere. Minnesota AFL-CIO president, Burnham.
Well, I don't know about you, but I sure appreciate Joe's passion. Good morning, union siblings. As you heard, my name is Burnham, and I'm the president of our Minnesota, your Minnesota AFL-CIO, a federation of unions who represent more than 300,000 working people, and that includes our VA workforce, both here in the Twin Cities and in every corner of our state. In our labor movement, we live by the motto of an injury to one is an injury to all.
That's right.
And I'm here to tell you that Minnesota's entire labor movement stands with you as you fight for both your coworkers and the veterans you serve every single day. We're here to show that Minnesotans that Donald Trump and Elon Musk won't reduce any of our federal workers, be they at the VA, TSA, USDA, and anywhere else to lines on a balance sheet. We won't let them sacrifice you or anyone else just so they can give tax cuts to themselves and their rich friends. Now, I know it seems like this administration is throwing a lot of things at the American people all at once. Mass firings, unconstitutional executive orders, and dangerous rhetoric. I know it feels overwhelming because I feel overwhelmed on a daily basis. But that's the idea. They want us to be overwhelmed. They want us to throw up our hands and give up. But we're not giving up. We have to keep focusing on resistance because the harder we resist, the harder it's going to be for them to implement this radical agenda. We need to be showing up for one another wherever and whenever we can. Be that at actions like this, at congressional town halls, and anywhere else the voices of working people need to be heard. Look, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew, and many, many friends are veterans and still active duty. I'm here to fight for them, to fight for you, and veterans all across our country. This is our country. Don't forget that. And we need to stay in the fight. So, can I count on you to keep up the fight? Yes! Can I count on you to resist? Yes! And can I count on each and every one of you to hold solidarity with one another for as long as it takes? Yes! That's great. And I'm gonna echo what Emma said. When we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
thank you, and let's keep on fighting, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Bernie. Bernie Burnham, one more time. All right, so we talked a lot about our nurses. We still have our nurses out here, right? Yeah. So the Minnesota Nurses President, Chris Rubesh.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Rubesh. I'm the president of the Minnesota Nurses Association, and I'm standing here in solidarity on behalf of 25,000 nurses and healthcare workers as we face these unspeakable cuts to our VA health system. Today, our country is being held hostage by a billionaire oligarch who's attempting to slash 83,000 jobs from our VA health system. And my fellow M&A members know what happens when corporate powers, when investment bankers, when CEOs and oligarchs try to inflict staffing cuts in our healthcare systems. Reduction of services, closures of facilities, longer wait times, and in short, patients suffer. Veterans will suffer. And what's worse, this comes after Congress passed the Bipartisan PACT Act, which expanded VA healthcare eligibility to over 600,000 veterans. Veterans who were exposed to Agent Orange, toxic burn pits, and other toxic substances. Men and women who served our country and who we promised, you and I promised to care for. And let me be clear, VA healthcare is not free. Every veteran here can tell us that they have paid for that care 1,000 times over with their sacrifices. Cutting that VA care now, when demand for service is at an all-time high, is a direct betrayal of the promise that we made and an insult to the sacrifices that those veterans have made. But I know that here in Minnesota, we know that we take care of each other, that we keep our promises. So now is the time for us to stand together in solidarity as union members, as fellow nurses and healthcare workers, and as Americans. Because if we don't stand together, we won't be standing at all. Thank you.
All right, we have just a few more speakers left to go, but look around. This is what solidarity looks like. This is what it looks like. I mean, we're all pissed off about what's happening, and that shows by being here at noon on a Tuesday. Is it Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is. All right, right, so it makes it worse, right? In the middle of the week, we got nothing better to do than stand around and bitch in the streets. All right, so next up, we have the Minneapolis Regional Federation of Labor President, Chelsie Glaubitz.
Good afternoon. When we fight,
We win!
when we fight,
We win!
when we fight.
We win!
I'm Chelsie. I'm the president of the Minneapolis Regional Labor Federation, representing the fine workers who make this city run, who fix our street, who drive our buses, who teach our kids. And we are all here in solidarity with you. And we have one message. You are standing in Minneapolis, and Minneapolis is a union town. And we are going to spread the message from DC to our city halls, to our city parks, to our school boards, that Minneapolis is a union town, and we have high expectations. So we are fighting together locally and broadly. And it pains me to say this, but this is not the first time that our local labor movement has experienced great hardship and great loss. And every time that has happened, when COVID shut down industries, when you have DC trying to shut down these critical vital services, the labor movement has rallied around itself and supported you. So if you or one of your coworkers are just having one of the worst days of your life and you feel like you're alone in this, you are not alone in this. Your union and your union community have services for you. You're the front line. We're going to be the front line for you now when you need it the most. So thank you all. We fight, we win. When we fight,
We win! All right, thank you so much, Chelsie. All right, our next speaker up, we have another state representative, Minnesota State Senator Aric Putnam. How's it going, guys? No, seriously, how you doing? Great! I mean, look, this is a beautiful freaking day, and you are beautiful people doing beautiful things, so I want to hear a little bit more enthusiasm. How the hell are you? So thanks for being here. You're here, you know what frustrates me so much is we have such confusion around service, around doing things for other people. You know, it's like it's cool to be selfish now, and it's not in any way cool to be selfish, ever. And those of you who work at the VA, who serve other people, those of you who work in labor, working for other people, are doing God's work. Whoever put the battery in the microphone is not, though. A little Maybe I don't need it. I'm just going to yell. I'm just going to yell. Sorry about that. So here's the thing. Not only have we become more selfish, but we have lost our faith in each other. And part of that absence of faith is our fear of government, which I will admit is sometimes appropriate, but sometimes it's not. Because we are government. Government doesn't represent you, it is you. Government cannot oppress you because it is you. You know, when I door knock sometimes off season, I leave a postcard and I say, send me your concerns. Now, someone sent me a postcard this past summer that said, government is the disease masquerading as the cure. Hold on. He sent it through the post office. And I will bet you he walked on a sidewalk to get to that post office, to put that postcard in a box, to have someone else, some hard-working person, deliver that actual postcard to me. Because people don't understand service anymore. And my friends, as you are here advocating for yourselves, for labor, for a better country and a better community, you have to realize that the work that you do isn't for you. It's for those who come after you. And there is nothing more noble, more necessary in the moment in which we live right now than doing good for someone you will never meet. That's what every veteran you serve did. That's what you are doing as activists, standing up, not just for your job, but for labor, for everyone who works. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the work you do every day and for the work you're doing today, but I also want to challenge you. A rally is cool. Rallies are fun. But so is showing up as an advocate every single damn day. Every day that you wake up on the right side of the dirt is a day that you can do good for others. Yes, sir.
Today is that day, but so is tomorrow, and I'm not going to get too political even though I'm supposed to because it's my job. The same thing is true in politics. Don't wait till November 2nd to make your voice heard. Every day is a day to do better when it comes to your personal life and in terms of your politics. If every one of you who has 10 friends, and I know you do because you're all cool, every one of you, after leaving this rally, said, you know what? I went to this great rally where I shared with other people in a sense of solidarity, hope for better, and a desire to do the work to make our world better. Tell 10 friends that. Bring them back next time this happens. Do it all the time because that's how power happens, through organization and multiplication. So please keep it up. Remember how you feel right now. Look around at the cool people who are around you and the beautiful sun in the sky. Don't forget this moment. Do it again tomorrow. And to the veterans who are here, you fought for your government, and it breaks my heart that right now you cannot trust it. But I will tell you this, the state of Minnesota stands with you. The state of Minnesota stands with you. It stands with veterans, it stands with labor. Minnesota is there for you, even though the Tangerine Palpatine does not. We do, and we will continue, and we're going to stand together. We're going to be all right. Thanks for being here, guys.
All right, thank you again, sir. All right, well, we're almost wrapped up here. We have one more. I know we've been talking about our veterans and the AFGE locals here in Minneapolis. We heard from Local 3669 President Jake Romans earlier. So from AFGE Local 1969, we have Devin Sanders. Come on up, Devin.
Hey, Roark. One more.
Hello, everybody. Hey. So my name is Devin Sanders. I am a medical support assistant at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center. And I'm also a union steward with AFGE Local 1969, the biggest federal employee union representing employees at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center. And now the biggest local actually in District 8. So I've been working at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center now for almost 3 years, and if you had asked me back then when I first started working if we'd be living in these times, I would have told you we were crazy. I would have told you you're crazy. Cool. And we're with you. When I first started working here, I would have told you that the VA used to be a bipartisan thing, that this was, depending, no matter what your political affiliations were, that this was something that we all come together and recognize that we're here to serve our veterans, we're here to serve, and
Tell your story, Devin. Come on, Devin.
I would have told you we were here to serve our veterans, and I would have told you that we were here to give back to the people that gave back to us first. That's what veterans are. But we see that that's the total opposite now. We see that that's just not the case. We see that the VA is now totally under attack. We see that from people from Donald Trump and Elon Musk. We see that we're totally under attack. We see but it really just goes to show you at the end of the day, though, I guess, how low all these MAGA politicians, MAGA cultists have really gone, huh? But fast forward to today, what we see, fast forward to today, what we see from fast forward to today, what we as federal employees are forced to wake up every morning. We wonder if we're still going to come to work and still have a job. We come to work wondering what the next email we're going to have to comply with is from Mr. Musk. Tells us what we have to ask us what we did last week. Well, here's what I'll tell Mr. Musk what I did last week. I showed up to work and I did my damn job. That's what I did. We're all coming to work. We're all here to work, but it's been stressful for all of us. It's been pulling us apart, eating us out from the inside. I see it for myself every day when I'm here. Thank you. I see all my federal employees walking the halls, trying to work hard. They put on a smile. I see them putting on a smile, but their eyes tell me, is today the day that I'm going to lose my job? But now we're all sick of it. We're sick of it, and that's why we're out here today. It's to tell them what we really think, right? And we're also here today to save our VA. We're here to stop the attempted privatization of the VA. Because let's not mince words, that's what this administration is currently trying to do, right? And if you don't believe me, you can look at it back up in the Project 2025 plan. That's right. They're trying to do mass layoffs. As you've heard, they're trying to get rid of over 80,000 of us, 15% of our VA workforce. And our new VA secretary, Doug Collins, has the nerve to tell us that, the layoffs, that it's all going to go back to the veterans, to serve the veterans. I don't know about you, I think that's a load of crap, right? They want to lay off employees, and then they want to make our working conditions miserable for everybody else. Make it so miserable that we all want to quit. That's right. And they want to cut services for the veterans so that they don't want to come here anymore. And then Mr. Musk and Doug Collins and all the rest of them can go back to Congress and say, oh, see, the government-run VA is not working out. Let's hand it over to people like United Health Group or Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield. But are we going to stand by and let that happen? No! Are we going to stand by and just let them get rid of us federal employees? No! Well, good, because me neither. And for the record, I'm not just a no, I'm a hell no. So let's spend our time out here today rallying together in solidarity with one another to stand up to this administration, stand up for our fellow coworkers and their livings, and stand up for America's heroes so they can continue to receive world-class services that they earned and overwhelmingly approve of. Over 90% approval rating. So let's stand up and be loud enough for them to hear us in the Minneapolis VA Medical Center. And be loud loud enough for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to hear us all the way out in Washington, D.C.? As the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. Union strong in solidarity forever. Thank you.
Thanks again. All right. So it takes a pretty sick person to attack the American people in the best interest of oligarchs and billionaires. It takes an especially sick fuck to attack veterans. So when I say keep, you say the promise. Keep. The promise. Keep. The promise. Keep. The promise. All right. So our last speaker here is from the National Save Our VA campaign, Mr. Jeff Roy.
Hi, Jeff.
Thank you. I'm not a public speaker, but I'm going to give my go. How many of you, well, first of all, the National Save Our VA national campaign was started somewhere about 2017 or slightly before. And that campaign, the national campaign, has been going on ever since. We've been to Washington. We're going again to meet with congressional members on the House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committees. We're going to be doing that the last week in April, and we're really excited to do that. The impact of making these connections, personal connections with congressional members of the lead staff is so important. And I can tell my voice is going to probably wear out here pretty quick. How many of you, if you'd raise your hand, how many of you are in the American Legion? Okay. How many of you are in VFW? How many of you are in DAV? Okay. Well,
About face, Veterans Against War.
About face? Excellent. Okay. Well, Veterans for Peace, that started this national campaign. We are a VSO, but we're not recognized by the government. So we are not allowed to be passing out things in the VA, but we find a way to do it anyway. And so I asked, what military organization, VSO that you're with, just to ask you if you're willing to go back to your chapters and encourage your chapters to put pressure on the national bodies, because those organizations are not taking a strong enough stand on protecting the VA. So if you can do that, please do. And so that's one thing. We have, in terms of our campaign, we have bumper stickers and we've got leaflets. Now, a couple of us went through the crowd and passed out leaflets. If you did not get a leaflet, this I'm holding here, either my wife is way back there by the entrance waving a leaflet, you can get it from her. But the other thing is bumper stickers. And the bumper stickers save our VA. And they're going like hotcakes. Unfortunately, we're running out, so we're going to have to do another printing. In order to help us with the printing costs, we're asking people if you want one today, $2. That's cheap, but $2 if you have it, and we'll sell you one of these bumper stickers. And please wear it proudly on your car. And then the only other thing that I think I wanted to say is that if you can support Save Our VA in other ways. Save Our VA national campaign. Don't hesitate to do so. And on those leaflets, you can sign up for updates that come to you automatically on a monthly basis. And we craft what we call call to action letters. And those letters are focused on current legislation in front of Congress, either House or both. And those letters focus on the details of either supporting or opposing that legislation. You can read the letter once you sign up. You can read the letter when you get the update, and if it's something you agree with, you can sign it, and it goes automatically to your members there it's going. Members of Congress, and that helps so much. Let me see.
Where do we get copies of that letter? Online?
Copies of the letter, you have to sign up.
Where do you sign up?
The leaflet that I and others passed out, the trifold, if you got that, there is a link on that, on the back of it, and you can go to that and so forth. Again, if you didn't get one of those leaflets, my wife is back there by the gate, and you can get one.
What's
and
the link?
What is the link? Save Our Veterans for Peace, Save Our VA campaign. So, okay, so that's that. I'll put bumper stickers over on the table over there to my right, and all I can say is I am so thankful that you have turned out and are militant, and this really makes such a difference in these difficult times. I want to thank you. Take care of yourself.
All right, Jeff Roy, thank you. Thanks again, Jeff. All right, there, now cut up. All right, so a big round of applause for all of our speakers today. Really appreciate all of them. Again, our partners here at LIUNA, the NALC, the APWU, the teachers, the nurses, all of our union partners, the Minnesota AFL-CIO. But most importantly, look around and thank all of you for being here. This is how we fight and we win. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. All right, one more time. I say keep, you say the promise. Keep. The promise. Keep. The promise. Keep. The promise. All right, we're going to close out with Solidarity Forever, led by the Twin Cities Labor Chorus.
There's food. There's food.
And thanks again, everyone.
We are the Twin Cities Labor Chorus, supported by unions around Minnesota. We're going to sing Labor's Anthem. A few of you have some song sheets. The rest of you, I think you'll at least know the chorus. We'll be leading you in Solidarity Forever. Ready?
When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet when force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite, who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight, for the union makes us strong? Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. They flew out and Larry's built the cities where they trade, dug the
shoved endless miles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving midst the wonders they have made. But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. All the world that's owned by idle drones is ours and ours alone. We have laid the wide foundation, built it skyward stone by stone. It is ours not to slave in, but to master and to own. While the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They've taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn. But without our brain and muscle, not a single wheel can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
We are the Twin Cities Labor Chorus. We are open to new members. See any of us.